Hello, I'm going to show you a game that showed up on Steam in the past week or so called Savage Warriors. This is not, however, a new game. It's actually a game made by a French studio that became Kalisto Entertainment, who you may have heard of. The game came out in 1995 for MS-DOS. So this is a 1995 French MS-DOS game. It just showed up on Steam, interestingly enough, and unfortunately, it's not a very good port. It's got problems with controllers and with sound and video. Fortunately, you can correct most of those things. At least I was able to, and I'm not super good at this stuff, so you may be able to as well. I'm going to show you what I did to get those things working better, um, and go over a little about the game and so forth. So, for one thing, where are my notes? I took notes. So the developer was called Atreid Concept. They were founded in 1990. The founder was age 19 when he founded the company. They eventually got bought by Mindscape. Mindscape published Savage Warriors. The founder bought it back from them in 1996 and renamed it to Kalisto Entertainment. Kalisto went bankrupt in 2002. Now, you may have heard of some of their other games that they developed. Before this game, they had done Fury of the Furries, which was a platform game. They did Pack in Time, which was on the Super Nintendo, among other. I think it was on the Game Boy as well. And then they did Savage Warriors. Later, they did The Fifth Element, movie license on the PS1. Their last game was a PS2 game whose name I didn't write down. Some kind of like horror, maybe funny horror type thing. Anyway, they did go out of business in 2002. This game it's actually got 3D graphics, so it's a DOS game with 3D graphics. It reminds me of another French developed game, 3D fighting game, that was Fight for Life on the Jaguar that came out in '96, so the year after this. So that's kind of interesting. Anyway, let me show you what you can do first of all, for the controller. So you notice this is my library page on Steam for Savage Warriors. It just says controllers not supported, so that's not encouraging. However, if you click View Controller Settings, now I've made a layout. Initially, there's a button that's like Create Layout or something like that. So you can just go in and kind of manually map your controller buttons to keys on the keyboard. And the crucial keys you'll need to have mapped to your controller are let's see, it's the arrow keys, the four movement keys, on your keyboard, up, arrow, down, and you need the enter key is jump, or no, I'm sorry, the enter key is punch. I haven't relabeled these. The right shift key is kick. F10 is quit from a game you're playing. Oops. And let's see. Oh, you need escape also to back out of things. I think that's about it. And then the corner keys on the keypad can do kind of weird camera stuff, which I'll show you in game. Those aren't absolutely necessary to have, though. So that's how that goes. And you can just do that again in the Steam settings from the controllers not supported box by clicking View Controller Settings. So that got my controller working. I'm actually using a PS3, PS4 arcade stick, the Hori Real Arcade Pro 5 2017 version. And that got that working, so that was nice. Now, it does have video and sound issues, at least it did on my system. The game, it's a DOS game, so they set this up to just run through DOSBox, and you'll see a brief command line as I run the game. That is the DOSBox sort of initializing. Well, first of all, though, so when you click play from the library page, you have this option to run this little config program that comes with the game. And this is basically setting options in the DOSBox config file. DOSBox config files are .conf files, and you'll find 3 of them that the game installed. For some reason, it split it up into 3 of them, which is not I don't know why they did that. So you can change the graphics mode setting. You can change aspect ratio settings. Now, I think this one might be a problem. Maybe you can just fix that by clicking that, but I'm not sure. I didn't mess with the rest of these because those are probably more or less correct. Actually, I didn't really mess with any of these. Anyway, so let's just go ahead and run the game, and I'll show you, first of all, how, with the settings it comes with for DOSBox, how it is sort of messed up in terms of sound and video. Pretty cool little Mindscape intro. So, I don't know about you, but the sound is coming mostly through my left headphone right now, which is really irritating, and I don't know why it's doing that. I guess it might be some misconfigured sound setting, like a sound blaster setting or something for DOSBox. But that I was able to make not happen anymore, so that'll be one thing to pay attention to. Actually, I don't want to... Oh, can I skip this? I don't want to show this with bad sound. It's got a hand animated intro, which is sort of impressive. It's weird. It's a weird production. Like, you wouldn't have expected them to have some of this stuff is kind of lavish. So notice the intro was in 4:3 aspect ratio, and this menu is in a 4:3 aspect ratio. That is actually incorrect. You'll notice like that circular symbol in the background behind these options. There's like a sword in a circle with a skull on the top of its pommel, and it's stabbing through a W, which maybe stands for warriors, I don't know. But you notice that circle is not actually circular, it's sort of narrow. That's because this is now running at the wrong aspect ratio. For some reason, the menu and the actual gameplay runs at a wider aspect ratio. I forgot to look up what it was. Let's see, maybe I can do this on my calculator. It's 1728. No, I can't. Maybe OBS will show me what it is. 1728 by 1080. It's 16 by 10 aspect ratio. Oh dear, it doesn't like running in the background. So it actually wants to run at 1610, so it's almost 16:9 widescreen. So this game was a DOS game that wanted to run in widescreen. That's kind of interesting, but the default settings that the game comes with for DOSBox do not allow it to run in widescreen. Maybe that could be fixed by that keep aspect ratio thing. I guess we could try that. So withdraw is actually quit. So let's try, let's try that setting in the... Okay, full screen. Yes, let's uncheck this. Try that. These very impressive animated logos. Oh, that did fix that. So you can fix the aspect ratio by unchecking that keep aspect ratio box. So that's good. It doesn't fix the sound though. And I'm not sure what setting of mine fixed the sound. I had these DOSBox settings that I put together for running like the Rogue that's sold on Steam, the version of the Rogue published by Epix. You know, Rogue is kind of one of the original roguelikes. These are settings that I developed for that and so forth. So I'm going to show you how to change the DOSBox settings for the game. It's in text files. So let's see. So you have to go to where the game is installed by default. Steam games go in your C drive under Program Files x86, Steam, Steam Apps, Common, and then you find the game name, Savage Warriors. And so they have their DOSBox settings in 3 conf files. Why they split it into 3, I don't know. I'm not going to split mine into 3. So now if you're going to edit these files, you probably want to make backups. So I'm going to Control C copy and Control V paste. So now I have backups of the originals. I'm only going to use one thing to stick all my settings in. So I'm going to, I actually already have these open in my text editor. You can use any text editor for this. You could presumably use Notepad. I'm just going to delete, just clear out 2 of them. Yes, that would be where I did that keep aspect ratio thing. Blank that one out. So I'm just gonna, so I still have this one. I'm gonna, let's see, my settings are here. Gonna copy my settings, and I am putting these settings that I used in a guide on Steam. So once that gets approved, it should be on Steam as a Steam guide for this game. If that isn't there yet, I'll have a link under the video to, or maybe I may have enough room in the description under the video on YouTube here just to fit my settings in there. If not, I'll have a link to my site of video game notes. Have them. So here are my settings. So I didn't compare, you know, setting by setting, like the sound settings, what they might have had versus what I'm using, but something I have fixed the sound for me. So I don't know. I can't guarantee it'll work on your system, but anyway, it worked for mine. So, okay, so now with my DOSBox settings, so again, there are 3, they're using 3 conf files for their DOSBox settings that the game shipped with. I blanked out 2 of them because you really only need to put your stuff in one. And then so in the one, I've replaced their settings with my settings, which you'll find either in full or linked to in the description under the video or in a guide on Steam if Steam publishes the guide that I submitted. Actually, I think we can go look at it. It's not published yet, but this is the one I've submitted. Pretty simple, just kind of going through the stuff I've already talked about. I may edit it and add in that point about, I don't think I'll bother. But yeah, if you just want to correct the sound, the video aspect ratio, you can uncheck that to keep aspect ratio box in the little config app that the game comes with. Anyway, so now that the sound and video have been corrected, especially the sound, let's run the game again. And you'll notice, at least on my headphones, I can hear the sound now equally between the two headphones, which is much more pleasant. And the volume is not, it's just weirdly sharp and irritating with the default settings on my headphones anyway. Okay, let's watch this animated intro. I mean, like the background, the 2D background art of this like city scene is super crude, but it's very smooth, like 2D animation. They're doing it in perspective there. This might be rotoscoped. That rotoscoped and scaled. So they were using some tricks to pull that one off. Like, that's all hand drawn. So the woman is the default character in the game, Zia. And like most of these, not the bartender, but the other people here, characters in the game, he just whips out a bat on her. Like, why? You got this Skeletor guy. I mean, this is all the story you get in the game. This is all the story. So make of this what you will. Not the arcade machines, oh no. Like, some of that almost looks semi-rotoscoped. So he just warps, the Skeletor looking dude just warps everybody to the beach with a Norse, the wreckage, or the, is it like petrified wreckage of a Norse longship wrecked on shore? I mean, what? I don't know, but that's what you get as far as story goes. So, oh yeah, so another thing that I didn't know about initially, and I recorded like a 2-hour attempt to play this game, is that there are cheat codes. So, Secret Way, this menu option is not here when you start the game by default. But I found in a FAQ on gamefax.com, and I will link to that in the description under the video on YouTube. It's an excellent FAQ by, who was it? To credit the person, because I used a lot of their settings. R. Andreoni wrote an excellent fact for the game. For instance, there are moves. This is a fighting game, so there are moves, special moves that you can input for characters. I'm going to be using a certain character, and those are his moves that I've written down. So the cheat codes. So, oh no, it's going into a demo. Hello, full screen. So you type cheat on the main menu, and then Secret Way at the bottom will appear as a new menu option, and it saves this, so you never have to enter it again, as long as Steam keeps your save, I guess. So you enter this, and then you type more words while you're on this menu. At first there's nothing visible, but then you type more words and more cheats appear. So you can type, these are just in order what I entered. Tyson, no pain, these are all lowercase, no spaces. Tyson, no pain, replay, 11th, circus, no gain, woo, NBK, the letters NBK, final 5, spelled out 5, not the number 5, final 5, Snow White, Evil Death, 4QA, that's QA here would stand for quality assurance, 4QA, and that's the word for, F-O-R, and easy special moves. So you enter all those, and one by one these additional cheat codes will appear. Alt entering to get full screen back. Hey, come back, full screen. Gosh dang it. After I task switch, full screen goes away. Okay, so, and you can turn these on or off, and I think some of them might have started out on, I'm not sure, because, oh yeah, so, because as I was entering them, the assigned keys, I think that were defaulted through Steam input were like, as I typed the letters, they would toggle some of the options around, so that was distracting, and I'm not sure what the default settings were on all of them. I don't know if they all defaulted to off, but so 3D game mode runs the entire game, all the matches through this 3D view that normally you will see if you have another setting that defaults to on. If you have that on, I have turned that other setting off. I'll show you that because it's super irritating, but it basically runs the game. If you've seen Tekken 7, I don't know if it's the training mode or if it's stage. I think it's a stage you can actually fight in as well. That's just this like, it's just this shallow body of water that stretches all the way to the horizon. One of the stages in Tekken 7 is kind of cool looking, and your characters are just kind of splashing their feet in it. That's basically what this 3D game mode is. So if you want to fight every fight in that view, which is pretty irritating, you can turn that on. I'm not going to bother showing most of these. I don't know what Master and Arena do. I think maybe Master is the name of the boss, so I think possibly if you turn this off, then you won't have to fight the boss fight, because I think the cheat code you enter for this one is something about 11th. Maybe I have this out of order, but that might be the 11th fight. I don't know. I don't know what Arena does. I think it's the name of one of the stages, so maybe you would not have to do that match if you... I don't know. Some of the characters have weapons. They can actually be disarmed, so presumably this would turn those weapons off. The characters all have some special moves. You could, I guess, turn those off. You can have it not lose weapons. You can have characters not able to be disarmed, I guess. I haven't tried a lot of these. I haven't tried this. Not lose special energy. So when you use a special move, you've got an energy meter and it drains it, and the energy does regenerate slowly, but it means, for instance, most characters can only do a special move like 3 times or less before they're out of energy, and then have to wait for it to recharge. I'm using this one only 1 round, because each in the regular settings you can only set a game down to requiring 2 rounds to win, and the rounds, there's nothing that persists between the rounds, so it really is just very repetitive to have to fight additional rounds. So I set this to 1 round each. I was actually wishing, before I knew about this cheat menu and I was trying to play through, I was wishing that there was a 1 round setting, and turns out in the cheat menu there is. You could set it to 5 rounds if you want to have to win 5 rounds to clear a fight. I wouldn't do that. Tiny characters shrinks the characters to like 1/3 of their regular size or so. That's all it does. Gore mode. It sounds exciting, but you'll notice in regular play, when you like jump kick somebody or hit them with a particular move, these little red, actually they're fairly large red particles will pop out of them that are supposed to look like blood. If you turn on Gore mode, those particles are sort of larger and kind of quadrupled. That's all that does. I don't know what this does. This was the 4QA cheat code, so obviously it's for testing stuff, but it's not obvious what it makes available, so I don't know. And that's not covered in the fact that I saw. Special moves, easy to do, does simplify the movements or the inputs necessary for the special moves. So for instance, the ones that I'm going to be trying for the character I'm going to be playing, you know, you have to forward, you know, moving the stick to forward, to back, and then hitting the punch button all in rapid succession does this bazooka move. When that's on that cheat setting of simplified moves, and then it's just it eliminates one of the forwards, I think. Unfortunately, though, the FAQ does not list what the simplified inputs are, so I couldn't figure out how to do a grenade. I did it accidentally once, but I couldn't figure out how to do grenade with the simplified moves or the rushing attacks, so I'm not using that cheat code. And I'm probably going to have to flip back here because I keep forgetting. So forward, back, punch, down, back, punch, back, down. Oh, that's a half circle forward, essentially, plus kick. Okay. So I'm really just using the... I mean, I think these should default to on anyway. I'm not sure. Hopefully that won't screw up my playthrough. I'm really just using the only 1 round, which should make the playthrough nice and fast. Okay, so let's look at the regular options. Well, let's look at the credits. So, copyright Atreid Concept SA, that's the French company who made the game, 1995. Production of Worldscape SBU, published by Mindscape. So then you've got the French development team. I mean, I don't know if they're all French nationality, but a lot of these names are very French. Vocals and lyrics on Warrior's Song. Didier Dimanche. MIDI soundtrack. Nicolas Guillaume is the founder of Atreid Concept. Landscape QA. Instruments by the Fat Man. Okay. So the actual options. Now it does have a joystick menu, but I could not get this calibration thing. It doesn't stick. DOSBox, you know, MS-DOS had very limited joystick support. So if you actually do get a joystick working through this, that would be impressive. Mine does not. It's not work. And in fact, those are other options I need to show you. No, is it? No. Oh wait, it was down back punch? Oh, come on, Hank. Okay, hang on. I'm going to hit start, and then this is a little fiddly because you can't really you know, this was a DOS game, so it didn't have task switching in DOS, but in Windows, when you try to task switch, that counts as a key hit, and it'll unfreeze, but then it'll switch to windowed for some reason, and then if I hit escape again, then it'll be usually okay. So what do my notes say? Rush, grenade, down, back, punch. Yeah, I have trouble getting that one to go. Let me try it again. Grenade is down. So there's no time limit, you'll notice. Oh, this is the young Santa character. I mean, he's Fergus or whatever, but he looks like, look at those boots. This is, by the way, I'm playing this on Christmas Day. I mean, that guy's totally Santa. So down, back, totally a young, virile Santa. Down, back, punch. Not that old Santa's not virile. I don't know. There it is. There's my grenade, and it missed, and it didn't actually take that much meter. Have a grenade. Oh, come on. Oh, no, I can't do it. Come on. Oh, he says, eat this. The speech is almost incomprehensible to me. I have a real hard time understanding the voice clips. So, the most damaging regular attack... Oh, Fergus is almost dead. Why? So, is a jump kick. The jump kicks seem to do something like 75 damage, which is, you know, close to a tenth of the health. What is that, like 7.5% of the health is taken out by a single jump kick, and then you can usually go to a sweep that's for a knockdown. So they do massive damage. Other attacks don't do that much damage. For instance, a punch. When I punch her, she took like 45 points of damage. When I kick her, well, he does this jump kick, which probably does a little more damage. Characters do take a little health damage even when they block, like 1 to 5 points of damage. The blocking is messed up. I mean, it's very unusual in this game because you don't have to block low or high. You just hold back. It blocks everything. So why you actually crouch when you... I'm not sure, but... So she's blocking low, but if I... Now, why'd that hit her? So I don't know, but it seems some characters at least can block low attacks just standing. Like there, that looked like a low attack. Maybe it wasn't, but I don't know. It seems like... But there is a throw, and I think you can throw people from block. Now, the throw is hard to enter. It's back punch. There's the throw. So I think that can throw people out of a block, but there's also a way to tech the throw. See, is that because she was blocking or blocking low? In that case, if somebody was turtling low, you wouldn't be able to do anything to them. Although I could swear that the boss once hit me with a jump kick when I was blocking low, but then other jump kicks I later did seem able to block. So I don't know. It's messed up. It's the basic mechanics for fighting are kind of messed up. I don't know if the team fully understood how, you know, basic 2D Street Fighter style standing, crouching, block mechanics are meant to work, and why. I mean, the whole point of being able to throw is that you can throw somebody out of a block, you know? Oh, I mean, it looks like he was turtling and I threw him out of it. So this is the prehistoric dinosaur man thing. He looks to me kind of like a, what do you call those plants? A carnivorous plant. But maybe that's just my weird imagination. Okay, so there are additional buttons that the FAQ revealed to me on the numeric keypad. So if you hit 1 on the numeric keypad, you go to what the FAQ calls an SVGA mode. So it's a higher resolution, and it shows the whole background at once, which is kind of nice, I guess. It looks pretty sharp. If I had anti-aliasing on, that might be a little better fit for this view. And you notice it changes the UI a little, so the portraits are larger and easier to see. And there's what looks like it might have been a dial. Maybe that would have been a timer, but the game doesn't actually have any time. There's no time limit. The health meters the numbers are a little easier to read. No longer superimposed on the portraits. So I kind of actually like this mode, even though it's wasting all that space with this, you know, this weird steampunk thing with like dried on mucus sprayed all over it or something. Mucus or some bodily fluid looking stuff. But then it switches back to regular resolution every time you go to a new fight. So, and you can toggle back and forth. So that was numpad 1 to go to SVGA mode. I think it's 1. And then numpad 17 regular. Oh no. What is my toggle back for that? That, you know, they could do 3D graphics, because that was what was supposed to be. That was the hot thing, you know, in 95 was 2D graphics. Or 3D graphics, excuse me. So, yeah. So, yeah, if you just hold forward and press kick with Hank, he does this flying kick. It doesn't particularly have a better chance of hitting, it doesn't seem like, but, you know. I have no idea what Hank just said. Oh, we got some sketching going on. Is that what you call that? Turntable, you know. Jamming the record under the needle and scratching it up. Scratching me? I don't know. Oh, so you can't even see that hook in the regular view. And like the boss stage has a hook that you really can't see in the regular view. You do this weird, like, slide over people's heads, too. Okay, I guess you do have to hit punch to actually grab. So I don't want to hit punch because that'll drop off, but you can kick, you can raise your legs up, but the CPU, like maybe in 2-player that would matter, but the CPU is actually programmed not to attack when anybody's hanging from the hook. It just turtles. And there's no timer, so there's no point in staying up here against the CPU. They won't attack you, but you can't hit them if they turtle, so it's just like, okay, way to waste your main feature. That's not exactly showing off why being able to dangle in most of the stages is actually a cool feature. But that's how that went. So again, I hit punch to drop off. Let's see, okay, so forward, back. Oh, so I disarmed him. Forward, oh, come on. Forward, back, punch. 542, so that probably did about the same damage as a jump kick. I'm out of meter. Oh, don't grab that. But yeah, jump kick is really the ultimate attack in this game, and different characters have different distance to their jumps. When I first tried playing through the game, I was playing with the default character Zia. I think she's supposed to be possibly Chinese. She knows wushu kung fu, her little bio says. and she was taught by monks or something. And she has this jump that takes across the regular size screen, which is actually very inconvenient because she keeps flying over the heads of the opponents, especially if they step forward at all. And so if they do that, she just can't land her jump kick because it's too big, and the boss is often very aggressive, and I actually couldn't beat the boss while he was normally aggressive because he would just move forward under her jump kick, and he could turn around faster than she could after she landed from her jump. So then he would just wail on me after I accidentally jumped over his head, because you can't change the arc of your jump yourself. It always jumps this fixed distance. So fortunately, Hank's jump is pretty short relative to the other characters that I tried, even Meatball, I think. So it's pretty easy actually to keep them in your jump kick range. Now, that if they were actively trying to back away, that would make things harder for Hank, but they don't often. I mean, this guy seems to be going into turtle mode now that I've got his health down. That's just how it goes. Oh my gosh, he said Hasta La Vista, just like Arnie in whatever movie that was. Except he didn't say baby. Now, the background 2D art and all this stuff is so good, and I just... Like, I would have liked to see a purely 2D fighting game from this. Well, not that they understand the fighting game mechanics, but they would have had nice graphics, probably. Nice character graphics, I bet they could have, you know. Just one round, thankfully, because it really is just a repeat. Additional rounds, just repeat. Now, I like this stage of the art in this, except, like, why is there a round stained glass window above a, you know, completely open double archway window under it? It's kind of weird. There's a little rat who animates around this gray wooden shield. See, there he goes. That's the rat. Very hard to see. I mean, very subtle animation, but fluid. This pirate character throws a dagger as one of his special moves. He's actually pretty good with that dagger, too. Some of the AI characters, at least on easy difficulty, I haven't tried the higher difficulties because I don't like this game. At least on the easy difficulties, he ruptures his knees when he falls over backwards. Most of the AIs on easy don't use their special moves much at all. Like, I went through the game the first time, and I think I pretty much only saw the boss using special moves. The boss fight, even on into his special move, and it can't be disarmed. This is the boss. Oh, prepare to meet thy doom. Very original, Master. Now, Master looks like claymation to me, almost. Yeah, I got in some good... Okay, but see, that almost killed me. Or it took off half my health. Now just the tick damage from his battering is... Didn't do much damage to him. This could be a problem. I should have taken Meatball. Because with Meatball, I found I could just hold down back and spam kick. And he would do this, like, big 360-degree sweep. That with big range, they would hit the boss. Like, you could hit him again after, because the first sweep hit with Meatball's sweep would knock the boss down, and then subsequent hits would hit him, it seemed like, on the ground. It just makes everything difficult. Okay, go to sleep. Oh, not the bats. He's going all aggro on me. He's doing all this tick damage. Unfortunately, the AI is just weird and will just stop for a while. Hank's sweep is pretty short range, so I can't do a sweep knockdown after a jump in. His animation when he throws the bats is so funny. Oh, wrong. Ah! I was trying to do bazooka, but I don't think I had enough meter. Oh, the tick damage. Oh, not enough meter. Easy. I don't know what he said. Clonk. Hasta la vista. Because that's what Marines all said in, you know, in the Vietnam War. And then... So they made a different, you know, they animated each character picking this gem up and putting it on their chest. Maybe that's how they figured they would get back to their own world. Or maybe they become the evil boss now. Like, but who knows? Like, does Hank teleport back to 1960s Vietnam War and now he's an evil, you know, evil wizard? You know, make your own story because the game doesn't tell you. I mean, maybe the gem doesn't make you evil. Maybe that guy was just a jerk, you know. So maybe Hank goes back to Vietnam and he's just got this power gem and he can just fire force blasts at the Viet Cong and it just becomes, you know, a super soldier. I don't know. It's Zia vs. Meatball, the two other characters I played when I had some bad settings. Meatball's bat was pretty effective, but see, she made him drop the bat within like one hit. Maybe it was a jump kick that just, I mean, yeah, he took a lot of damage, so it must be a certain amount of damage you take. He drops a weapon. Characters don't seem to have, you know, a specific stage. It's just random which character appears on a stage except for the boss and his stage. So that's Savage Warriors, at least one player. Not, you know, maybe back in 1995 this was a decent option. I don't know how well it would have run on a computer back then. It's so interesting that it actually does run in 1610, you know, which is a widescreen mode technically, I guess. It's not quite 16:9. And again, it won't do that with the DOSBox settings that the game installs with. So if you want it to show in its proper aspect ratio, oh, that's one thing I could show you. So this is the 3D arena. You notice there's VCR type settings down at the bottom. That's because this is also what the game uses for its replays. And if you leave replay is on by default. So did Tekken 7 get the stage idea from this French 1995 fighting game? It seems unlikely. But it definitely reminds me of that Tekken 7 stage. Like, did Tekken have a Horizon, you know, clearing water stage before Tekken 7? I don't know. I don't remember one, but I don't know all the stages in all the previous Tekken games. So let's take a look at that boss VCR mode. That is replay. I'm going to turn that on. Anything else worth looking at here? Maybe I could mess with one of the secret. Let's see, what could I turn on here? I could just turn on tiny characters. Why not? I'll turn on Gore mode. It's not that amazing. Okay. Let's play a character I haven't played yet. I could do the tall guy. Let's do tall guy. Osinkira, born of the greatest of Maasai tribes, he learned the fighting techniques of the animal kingdom. He uses his assegai to take advantage of his reach. I don't know if I pronounced assegai right. I've heard that word before. I guess that's his short spear. Easy, thank you. I will fight Meatball, but not in that city pictured behind him. We will fight on the moor. Now notice if this wasn't in 1610, that Secret Warriors logo on the petrified tree trunk behind me would not be circular, it would be an oval. So yeah, you're about a third of your regular height, maybe 40%. I don't know what... maybe that was a... Does he really just zoom forward that much normally? Wow, he's got a huge jump. I wish I knew that earlier. So like there's in this stage there's like squirrels on the trees running around, very nicely animated. Or fairly nicely animated. I don't know. I guess it seemed nice to me when I was running with not enough CPU cycles set and the 3D was running super slow. I love tiny characters. They're hard to see and cute looking. I'm not going to look up his special moves. Wait, did I want to see the VCR mode again, the replay? Not really. I think I saw everything. So anyway, I mean, I've totally intimidated my opponent here. It doesn't look like there's a hook to dangle from in this stage. But yeah, actually in the non-SVGA view, like in the boss stage, you can't really see the hook. And you just got tore up, Tecumseh. Tecumseh? What, I don't know, whatever. I throw him out of his... No, come on. Oh yeah, I want to try that skipping the bait in again, because that would have been nice to know. I can't seem to get the throw. No, do the throw. Back punch is supposed to throw. He's just doing his spear. The music. I'm not a huge fan of the butt rock music. Butt grunge music. Okay, so... what did he say? So can I skip with start or... kick? Okay, get out of this. No, it's not skipping now. How did I skip it before? That, did that? I don't know, but, I mean, look, they animated the water rippling up to the steps, the grasses rippling in the wind. Yeah, this guy, oh, so there's the hook above him. Nope, you have to hit punch. Wait, I'm hitting punch. Grabs it. Maybe it's not actually a hook. Maybe I'm just hitting the button wrong. I don't know. I can't seem to dangle. Come on, work it through. You got this prolonged guitar riff there. He's got a paper with a wax seal on it under his hand. He's got weird little green tentacles on his left wrist. This is kind of a weird dude. Fergus, aka Young Santa. I mean, look at his boots. Look at this guy's Christmas boots. Tell me this is not Young Santa. Of course, it's harder to see when I'm in tiny character mode. Didn't I just... This is... I think this is stage... I mean, the other stage we were just looking at had like a water... Oh no, it was water rippling against steps, but... Kind of a similar... water layout. I have to kill Young Santa on Christmas Day. Oh no, he made me drop my spear. Now what's gonna happen? Oh, I can try to pick it up, and we'll see how long it takes. Oh, so that was just down punch. He actually picked it up real fast. Or my assegai, or however you would say that. Young Santa, why are you turtling? Show us your Santa boots. Stand up. I want to see your Santa boots. Come on, Fergus. There, look at those Santa boots. Those are totally Christmas boots. Must kill Young Santa before he becomes Saint Nick on Christmas Day. I mean, it's Christmas Day here in the modern time. Sorry, Santa, you can't become the joy to children worldwide. Christmas is canceled. That's this guy's master plan. He's wearing like an iron mask, I guess. They just rolled all kinds of tropes together. Never make that sound again. Oh, the gates of the waterway move. In some ways, it's kind of easier to see in this isometric view. Oh, I accidentally picked my spear back up. Man, that jump in the corner. Now, this jump could actually be tough against the boss, because he does have a very high and far jump. Oh, replays. Oh wow, it skipped it fast, okay. Maybe it's just the punch button that kind of can skip. I like this stage, like you can see, or... Oh no. There we go. I have the numpad keys mapped to my arcade stick, but it's kind of awkward, so I don't have them sorted out very well in my head. Stop turtling. See, can I actually do his throw? I can't seem to throw with this guy. Ow, good knockdown. Come on, throw him. Maybe he's throw teching? I don't think I'm doing the throw right, or I don't know. Trying to find a special move for him, but nah. So I can't seem to throw to anybody, and they just turtle in the corner, and it's irritating. I wonder if I'm actually more effective without the assegai. Forward, back. Back, forward. Well, there's back forward, but that's not actually a special move. Back forward kick. doesn't drain his meter anyway. He's got like emeralds embedded in his VCR lever and his mask. Why am I playing through the game again? I guess I wanted to see the isometric background 2D art. Oh, this one sucks too. To toggle my SVGA mode. Shoot. Oh no. Jeez. There's a big old hit. No! Oh, you jerk. Oh, I tried to jump away. Dang it. He's just kicking me down with block hits. Just spamming me. So you can't instantly skip the replay. That's good.